Hey guys, we're here at Sun and Fun 2022. Checking out some cool airplanes. Come check it out with me. Kind of a cool airplane up here. So this is called the QF-16. People know about the F-16. This is the QF-16. So this airplane can be piloted by a normal pilot, single pilot, as if every other F-16 can. But the difference is that it can also be remotely piloted. Just like you think of like Predators or drones, it can be flown like a drone across wherever, right? So why would you want to do that? Well, the reason why is because this airplane is actually used to shoot missiles at. So they fly out over the Gulf and we use it to test our missiles, and we use it to do kind of like operational tests where the aircraft might explode. And you don't want a pilot in the airplane when that's happening. So they've wired it up so that it can be flown remotely. No joke, I've shot missiles at airplanes like this. When I was back doing it, we had F-4s that were retired, and I shot missiles at it. Another cool aspect of it is this smaller scale. So this is a I love airplanes. So this is another one that we use to shoot missiles at, right? So obviously a lot smaller, a lot cheaper to operate. When we don't care so much about exact aspects of a real fighter airplane, we can use this. We launch it off of a pole and then we recover it and use it to shoot at. And we use that to test our missiles, right? How successful are our missiles? What parameters can we shoot at? How much can they turn? How far can they go? How can they track at the very last minute? We need to get all that data, truth data. We have a good idea, but we need to actually get some truth data on that. And so we use both this and that to test our missiles to make sure that they work if we need them. So this is the KC-46 used for air refueling. It's the Air Force's latest and greatest air refueler. It's based off the Boeing 767 aircraft. Some really interesting things about this is normally back here you have a boom operator that has a glass window that's actually looking at the pilot and helping communicate with the pilot. But here, there's only video cameras. And the boom operator is actually sitting in the middle of the airplane sideways with this crazy proprietary monitor that shows things in 3 dimensions. So they can look at the screen and actually see in 3 dimensions what the aircraft is doing behind them, because the boom, which is this massive boom right here, this boom will actually, when they're ready to refuel, will drop down, and then from the very end there's a tube that sticks out. The boom operators, if you can look at that, it kind of looks like an airplane wing, and they'll move up, down, left, and right to help what they call plug the airplane, so they'll help start the refueling process. And the boom operator actually has to fly that into the pilot. All right, so we took a look at the KC-46, which is the latest and greatest Air Force aerial tanker. This is the OG that we currently fly. So this is a KC-135. It's based off the old Boeing 707. So think about that, Boeing 707. It's an old airplane, but dude, it's still rocking. It's still doing a good job. Unlike the KC-46, which had that 3-dimensional camera system set up that they do it, here your boom operator, the one who's flying that boom into the airplane, actually sits on his belly right here, and he has little controls that he uses to actually make that connection for the air refueling. And so he has to sit on his belly for however long it takes and do all the operations there. And then the boom stretches all the way back here. You can see these winglets that are on the edge, and they actually move just like an aircraft wing to help position that boom where it needs to be, so that it can connect with the aircraft and give the gas it needs to be given. All right, so now we're going to talk about the T6 Texan II. This was a successor to the T37, the Tweet. This is a T6 Texan II. This has a PT6 engine on the front, so it produces 1,000 horsepower. And this is kind of the first aircraft that you jumped into as a pilot in the Air Force. It's a lot. It's a retractable gear. They take this thing up, you spin it, you do aerobatics, you do formation, you do low-level training, instrument training, all that stuff, and in about 100 hours, you're good to go, which is pretty wild. It's a super fun airplane to fly, and honestly, if you're gonna be in a military airspace and you're gonna be what we call cloud chasing, so like chasing these cumulonimbus clouds that are starting to build up, and you just wanna spiral around them, it flies slow enough that you can really turn around it, and this is probably my favorite airplane to go cloud chasing in. All right, so now on to the baby I'm flying right now. This is the T38C. This one looks like T38B, and I'll explain a little bit more about that. So T38 Talon was built in the 1960s as the advanced jet trainer for the United States Air Force. It was the world's first supersonic aircraft. Interestingly enough, this actually set the world record for time to climb when it first came out. So anyways, T38A was a white jet back in the day. It was used as kind of the advanced jet trainer, the world's first supersonic jet trainer. We've since upgraded all the avionics in it. So now we have a HUD, we have a really good glass panel, we have newer engines, we have better ejection seats, and we've done a lot of new wings that we've upgraded. But so we've upgraded our entire fleet to T38Cs. So there's not a whole lot of A models or big models left in the pilot training world. T38C looks like this. It's this gray jet that both pilot training and introduction to fighter fundamentals learns how to fly in. Don't worry about these little guys, these are travel pods, so it's not a bomb, it's not a fuel tank. That's actually just used to put cargo in when we're going cross country, like we are here in the Son of Fun. But over here, this one is this is our flagship. So the 88th Fighter Training Squadron is a NATO fighter training squadron. We train a lot of different countries within the NATO community. And this blue paint scheme was what the T38B had, which is pretty cool. You can imagine though that if you're dogfighting and you're 2 or 3 miles away from the aircraft, I know it looks large now, but when you're 3 miles away, it's a very small aircraft. And when you're looking at a blue sky background with a blue painted aircraft, it disappears pretty quickly. So this actual airplane, I got to lead the 4-ship. So this aircraft, that one, and the tail over there, we brought a 4-ship in. I got to lead in the front seat of this one, lead the whole 4-ship in into Sun and Fun 2022. Really cool experience, and yeah, I love it. We're gonna be leaving tomorrow, sadly, but we'll be taking these birds back home to Texas.